Hello, welcome. Natural disasters. Natural disasters. They include tornadoes, flood, drought, blizzard, avalanche, earthquake, tsunami, and volcano. What are natural disasters? First, a disaster is a sudden event that causes great damage or loss of life, just like the image before you. Now, man-made disasters. The first image is that of terrorist attack on building and then the blocking of river channels. The meaning of man-made disasters. Man-made disasters results due to human carelessness. Yes, it happens due to human carelessness. Today, we are going to discuss on natural and man-made disasters. Natural and man-made disasters. Now, the flooding of nature has always pushed behind man's progress since time immemorial. Okay, natural disasters include earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, cyclones, floods and famines, droughts. Humans have learned to live with nature and the onslaught of natural disasters using technology to control it. So, earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, and cyclones are all hazards. Hazards are potential problems, okay? Even epidemics, okay? They are potential problems. The release of toxic gases, okay? Fires, wars, all these are hazards, okay? Now, the disasters, they are threats to life. They are hazards that affect a large portion of the country. Can you see the image before you? Yes, this is a very big disaster, but it can be minimized. It can be minimized. We can minimize the effects of the damage caused by disasters. Okay? The first step towards this goal is to actually divide these disasters into two major categories: natural disasters and man-made disasters. Natural disasters occur due to natural phenomenon. You can see it, volcanic eruptions, okay? So they happen due to, now let's talk about man-made disasters. Man-made disasters. Now, most of the natural disasters cannot be prevented or averted. They take their own course, okay? And most of the time, it cannot be controlled, but we can minimize them, like floods, like tsunamis, volcanic eruption, cloud burst, storms, okay? Snow avalanches, landslides. Now, it's only carelessness that can save life properties, okay? If we are very careful, we can save life properties so that it cannot be damaged beyond the level in which we thought. Like earthquakes, landslides, snow avalanches, and tsunamis, all these natural disasters cause a lot of havoc to man. Now, in the event of any natural disaster due to all the causes we have mentioned, it's very important that we save life properties from serious damages when these disasters happen. So, this damage of natural disasters caused by droughts, floods, cyclones, volcanic eruptions, okay, some of them become so intense due to human activities. Now, humans can actually be evacuated before these disasters happen. They can be taken to other places. Now, some of all these natural disasters can be increased by the conditions of humans. Droughts, floods, epidemics, all these are causes of natural disasters. Now, man-made disasters, like we said earlier, that when unplanned settlements in slopes, they may lead to sudden landslides. And even epidemics, diseases can spread in settlements that are not okay. Now, droughts. Droughts can lead to a very high increase in desertification, okay, which will affect a lot of people. Even low-lying houses, yes, and houses built along canals, all this can increase the activities of flood and they might not be managed very easily. So it's very important that we don't magnify the effect of natural disasters by blocking rain tunnels. Now, the image before you is that of a woman with a frying pan, and you can see fire in it. She's in her kitchen. This is a man-made disaster. These are disasters which occur due to human activities. They include explosions, oil spills and oil leakage, chemical leakage, toxic gas leakage, wars and strife. These are all examples of man-made disasters. Terrorist attacks, stampedes in large gathering, riots, desertification, okay, environmental degradation, rail and road accidents. All these are man-made disasters, and oftentimes some of these disasters may be delayed in evacuation time. That is, when it happens, before rescue can come, it takes a lot of time. And the natural disaster could be magnified due to natural causes. Man-made disasters, they can magnify due to natural causes. For example, desertification may accelerate due to long drought, and even epidemics may be intensified in rainy season. Okay, then I've said that droughts too can be accelerated due to long drought condition, that is desertification. If you watch the image before you, it's an environmental degradation due to a blocking of canals. Canals. When we block canals, it will increase and make the channels not to flow off properly. So environmental degradation is not the best. Now, it's very important that when we are using machines in our companies or anywhere, we should obey the do's and the don'ts of using machines. Else, if they are not followed properly, it might lead to man-made disaster, like the image you're seeing before you, this fire outbreak in this company. So it's very important that we follow all the safety rules and not allow. Now, another topic we want to look into is climate and vegetation in Nigeria. When we talk about climate and vegetation in Nigeria, we're trying to look at the seasons, the weathers, and then the environmental condition of the country. First, the map of Nigeria, the pink region is showing the hottest areas, the blue region is showing the moderately hot, while the green regions are the cool places. A climate is the general weather of an area over a long period of time. Climate, a general weather of an area over a long period of time. So the climate of an environment will be prolonged. Now in Nigeria, we have two seasons, dry season and the rainy season. These are the true seasons that we have in Nigeria. So the dry season in Nigeria, okay, starts from October and gets into February, but the rainy season starts April and gets into July. Then we have our August break during the August period. Okay, so we even have the harmattan during the seasons. Then Nigerian vegetation, we have three types of vegetation in Nigeria. Okay, these types, they include the swamp. First of all, the meaning of vegetation. The natural vegetation of an area is the ground cover that grows without the presence of people. So it includes trees, shrubs, or grass. When you look at some forest areas, you see all the big trees, the shrubs, and the grasses. This is known as natural vegetation. That ground cover that grows without the presence of people. You can see there are no persons in this environment. So this is a natural vegetation, which is an area of ground that grows without the presence of people, covering with trees, shrubs, and grasses. Like I said earlier, we have three types of vegetation. First is swamp forest, rainforest, savanna. We have three types of savanna: Guinea savanna, Sudan savanna, and Sahel savanna. The savannas are the dry grasslands. Okay, so the swamp are they are lands that are soft and muddy. They are soft and muddy lands. Okay, that's the swamp regions of this country, mostly in the riverine area and the southern parts of the country. That's where you see the swamp forest. Look at the image before you. That's the swamp forest is filled with a lot of water. So the swampy regions, they are filled with water, and then they are very good for fishing because there are no good lands there. There are no much land in the swampy areas, so you have more of fishing activities going on in the swampy region. So animals in the swamp forest, you see the tiger, you see crocodile, you see cheetah, you see birds, you see different butterflies, you see all baboons, you see monkeys. They are all in the swamp forest. Now let's talk about the rainforest. Is another area that is filled with rain. So the rainforests grow in areas where there's a lot of rain. So rainforest animals, you can see them before you. There are lots of wild animals in the rainforest, and you have iroko, mahogany, obecho, pepe as the trees there. Nigerian landforms, we have highlands and uplands, even islands. Okay, so what are all these things called? Islands, uplands, and island. Then we will look at rivers and lakes. So highlands are landforms such as mountains, hills, and plateaus. Okay, while lowlands are the southern part. Now islands, rivers, and lakes, you've seen the images. You've seen the image there. An island is completely surrounded by water. A piece of land that is completely surrounded by water. You can see the image of the island there. So we have Bonny Island in Port Harcourt, and then we have the Lagos Island, which is one of the most famous island in Nigeria. Okay, now let's review our lesson. Let's review what we have discussed so far. First, I told you that Nigerian climate is in the tropics. Nigerian climate is tropic and is mostly hot, and there are different types of vegetation: the swamp forest, the rainforest, and the savanna. And the people in the swamp are, what's it called? They are more of fishermen. Okay, people in the swamp, they are more of fishermen. And then we have the Lake Chad. The Lake Chad is very close to the borders of. Thank you.